How's it going, everybody? Welcome back. Let's talk about a home gym. What do you want? What's the vision? What don't you need? What do you wish you had that you don't right now? There's so much that goes into it, so let's talk about what we did and what we want to do in the future. All right, so is a home gym worth it? Very easy answer, to me at least, is yes. I think to wrap up the video, if you just need to know, you need that kind of bias confirmation, go for it. It's so nice. I think it's an excellent investment if it fits your needs. And I think that's kind of like the biggest part of it all. When we first bought the house, it was definitely a priority for us to get a home gym set up. We were definitely interested in having our own space. Going to the commercial gym down the street was nice. It's convenient. It's for that factor, again, when we were in our apartment, we didn't really have a space to set up a whole gym area. Once we got the house, it was a priority for us to invest in it, get it set up, because the life balance that it brings is such an important piece to us. I work remotely, and so sometimes when I'd finish work, I would wait for Corinne to get home. And when she got home, it was already 20-30 minutes when I wrapped up. And I was already kind of disconnected, checked out, wasn't as motivated to jump into it, or to get ready to change, to hop in the car, to drive 15 minutes down. And then the gyms were always packed. It was so busy. Again, when that's all you have, it works great and you kind of make it work. But we really wanted to have a space where we can pop in whenever. Doesn't matter the time of day, doesn't matter if it's a busy evening after work or a super busy morning before work. And so timing is a big part of it for us, at least. Equipment wise, there are those convenience factors of you literally have everything that you need at the gym for sure. They have all the equipment, it's set up for you, which is super nice. Here, definitely more limited. You can see kind of, we have more free weights and nothing too crazy in terms of equipment, but it definitely gets the job done. And that's something I like about it, is everything's always available to me in my own space. I am not some big fitness guru who's always working out and has this whole regimen that I'm doing day in, day out. But when I have that motivation, when I'm wanting to get in, do a quick little 30 minutes, it's not an hour ordeal, getting ready, going, checking in, making sure I'm paying the monthly subscription. Oh, what features do you have? Do I have access to that part of the gym or not? I know it's probably just some places, but it's definitely worth it to us. I am very bad at being consistent in the gym. It's hard for me to kind of have that like endurance and dedication to go every single day. And even if it's 20 or 30 minutes, it's sometimes hard for me. And so having one less barrier to go over or hurdle to overcome helps out a lot. And so to me, that's such a pro, being able to be in a space that is by myself. I can just kind of grind, I can blast the music if I want, I can put in headphones and not worry about someone taking my weights or bumping into me. And that's super nice. The other part is like creating your own space. For us, we chose the gym because that was just the room that we wanted to use, the space that we kind of wanted to dedicate it for. We only have one car right now, and so you can kind of see our setup here with the two sections that we have for the gym and then parking the car and the little bit of stores that we got. So it's very nice just to kind of create your own vision, and it's very customizable to you. I know sometimes depending on your space, it all depends. And so looking for what you want to do, where you want to go in the future, is very much building it piece by piece to what you see yourself doing down the road. Another pro is definitely the fact that it builds with you. This is our space right now. We definitely want to grow and continue adding certain pieces and equipment down the road. And so it's not stopping me from still getting a good workout because I just have free weights. It's a lot easier for me just to come in and do a couple range of motions that feel good for me and help me feel motivated and feel good about myself, stay in a healthy state. And that's what I need it for. For you, you probably want something that's a little bit smaller because you like the close-knit room that you kind of feel compact in. Whatever that mentality is, it's all kind of curated to what you want. We waited to do this, but you could start in, a single bedroom and just have a mat with a couple dumbbells, a medicine ball, make it work. I think it definitely is fun and rewarding when it's you and you're creating it for yourself. And even if you aren't using it constantly, it's always there, ready to go. Final pro to me is definitely just having it be kind of your own zen of a space. I think that sometimes in public spaces, I definitely get a comparison mindset. I'm more worried about what other people are thinking, or I see somebody that's taller than me, believe it or not, that they're more defined, or they've obviously been more disciplined in going and staying consistent. And I feel like when I'm in that space, I get deflated. And so being in my own space, having my mirror just looking at me, kind of helps me hype myself up without that comparison mentality. Not to say that that's everybody, that's definitely a struggle that I have, just being in that environment. Sometimes it motivates me for like a little bit, but it definitely is something that I appreciate just to help myself and my own mentality with the space in general. And so I think sometimes that's also just a huge pro, just being able to focus on yourself, not have other distractions or other people to compare to. Because it can sometimes be a battle. Working out is not something that's easy or always fun to do, at least for me. My wife loves it. She definitely grew up in the household that was like always grinding, military family. Working out was like part of their routine. I did not. Sports was kind of my limit. And so now having a space where I can kind of set my own tone and pace for it has been really rewarding and helpful for me. Even still, I am not somebody that goes 24/7. I'm in here maybe 3 to 4 times a week, ideally. We do have a treadmill inside that I've shown in a couple previous videos, and that's been nice, but sometimes that's all I do is just walk because it's super hot and the garage does get toasty. But we make it work. It's definitely rewarding to have, and it's up to you. Again, you don't have to listen to anybody or have anybody tell you what you need or don't need. You know what your body needs and what you want to kind of set your own goals towards. So make it your space, make it your own zen, make it your motivation room. Add some cool anime posters. I know whenever I'm listening to music, I am blasting like motivational speeches or Rengoku from Demon Slayer about set your heart ablaze. And I'm like, let's go. And I got my music blasting, and I'm sure my neighbors hate how loud my speaker is sometimes, but again, the garage door is typically closed and we just go for it. And so making it your space, I think, kind of sets that different mentality around what working out even does and how it accomplishes things for you. So make it that, make it what you want it to be. All right, the next part is really just the maintenance of a home gym. You can see here, I start working on the mats, just kind of organizing them. These mats I got off of Facebook Marketplace, which was a steal for what they normally sell for, like on Amazon or something. And I was very happy with them. Still am. But we got them in winter time. So like when we first bought the house, it was end of the year. And when we started setting up the gym, it was kind of like late January. And so when we were setting them up, we got them like perfectly fit at the time, and we're like, perfect, it's great. Well, something I've realized over the last couple months is that it starts to warm up, these mats start to expand, and then you kind of get these bubbles and like awkward spots in it. So over time, these bubbles kind of form, and so you can see here that I'm just trying to like trim away some of like the edges where like they're really tight. So that way there's just more space for the mat to breathe. I was kind of dumb in the sense because I think I was trimming too much than I needed to, instead of kind of pulling it away and just trimming the like other edges, if that makes sense. And so a learning moment for sure, but just trying to level out the mats here. Really want to make sure that it's just nice. And then if it shrinks when it gets colder a little bit, then that's fine and we can work with it. Because I like everything to be uniform, as much as it can. And so when there's these bumps and these gaps and you can kind of see the like spaces in between like the puzzle pieces, it drives me crazy. I think there is that kind of sense of pride in having it be your own space, that you really want to make sure it's clean and nice and well kept, so everything lasts and looks as good as it can. That is another portion that I really like, is that things are maintained to how I like to keep them. I'm not going into a gym where I don't know who were the last 50 people that touched this piece of equipment before me. I know who it is, it's either me or Corinne, and so it's easy to maintain and just keep that level of cleanliness that I like to an extent. By no means am I perfect, and I don't think that you have to be at all, but it is kind of just nice to have that ownership of what's yours is yours, and you can kind of keep it in whatever state that you like to do. So I just finished wiping down the mirrors. These are actually from Home Depot, and I think they're very much a staple of the gym. These are the 36 by 60 or 3 by 5 feet mirrors. Our garage is slanted, and so how to get a laser level to level all out. But I really like the way they turned out. We got 3 of them just so it covers enough of the space. We could do 4, but I think that just might be overkill. I think when I bought these, they were like 86 bucks a piece. And I bought this J mold, and then it came with all these kind of holds for the mirrors. So I think it's really nice overall. Super happy with it, and love how it has to set up. Another part of owning a home gym is really customizing the space. And so, like I mentioned with the mats was a nice add, but this was a new build home. I wanted to add some personality to the home, and so we actually painted the entire garage. And so I'm gonna put up this time-lapse video of me doing that. It was an awesome process. Again, it was kind of like that first project that we ever did within the home where it was like, oh my gosh, this is ours. We can actually do what we want to it. And so we ended up going with Home Depot, and we got some Behr paint, I think that's how you say it. And we went with the carbon copy color, and I added a 10% tint to it because I wanted to go really dark. Corinne didn't want to go as dark, so we kind of met in the middle with this like very dark gray, added a little bit of a darker color to it, and I really like the way it turned out. We added these ceiling lights, which I'll show you, that were just on Amazon, and we kind of wanted that yellowy look to the gym because I think that's a cool contrast when you got like the dark, low lit ceiling lights with the mirror. It makes you kind of feel a little bit more BA, and so stoked with how everything turned out and super excited to see what else we're gonna add to it. Let's talk about some of the cons or downsides of having an own home gym. I think first that a lot of people think of is obviously that upfront cost of investment. It's definitely not cheap to go buy dumbbells and to get equipment. For that point, I think when you're setting yourself up, get things that can do multiple different exercises. Free weights are great. There's so many YouTube videos and trainer tips and websites that you can probably just walk through to see what muscle you want to target, what you're trying to work, and how to do that with just free weights. I think the best part about a home gym is finding things that can be used in many different ways, but that is a downside of having to pay for all this equipment itself. Facebook Marketplace, find your local, yard sales that are happening. Find the deals where you can to definitely make it less costly. You do not need premium equipment and top of the end things to get your gym going. Another con is specifically with our setup is the fact that we're in the garage. And so it's a garage gym. It works because it kind of helps keep a room available inside the house, but when it's hot outside, it's hot in here. When it's cold outside, it's freezing in here. And so it's just really balancing what the environment is like. With that, make sure you take care of your equipment. Make sure it's not all electronic because electronics don't do well in the cold or in the super hot or if it's super dusty where you're at. Making sure you're wiping things down a little bit more often so things don't break on you. There are just those things to consider. We're looking at getting a fan and helping kind of just circulate airflow, a little space here when it's winter time, but it's things to consider when you are setting up your space. I would say another major con is definitely safety. Making sure that you have the proper safety procedures in place. And what I mean by that is know your limits, know what you can and can't do. Don't ego lift, I would say, just because you are either by yourself or with somebody that maybe can't help you in that situation. And so take care of yourself, be aware of what you're trying to do and what you're wanting to hit. Make sure you have your phone close by. And in case of an emergency, you don't have a team that's gonna rush over to help you. You don't have random people that can come over and help you if you fail a rep. And so taking care of yourself, being aware of your own limitations, kind of has that drawback to having your own setup. But it comes with being smart, knowing your limits, and easing your way into things instead of going all out right away. A final con for some of you might honestly just be that you aren't surrounded by people, that you don't have others to talk to or mingle with or kind of make that sense of community. We joke about it since I work remote and now I have my gym at home, feel like I'm slowly isolating myself. I like having that kind of like isolation in those moments and in that environment. But to you, you might be like, I'm a people person. I want to be surrounded by people. I want to work out with other people. I want to learn and connect and build relationships with those that have similar interests and hobbies to me. And that's totally viable. So if we were going to walk through what equipment I have, we have a ski erg right here. We got our kettlebells, all of our different dumbbells, and then the plates with the rower, 24-inch box, and then the bench. All right, that wraps up this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you learned something about what a home gym maybe encompasses and some do's or don'ts that you will or won't do down the road. At the end of the day, enjoy what you want, set up your space for your own success, and reach your own goals in the way that you want to. Please make sure to always vibe and thrive, enjoy every day, and I'll make sure to see you guys in the next video.